one at a time.
Right.
No, it would have said, I need to rectify this situation right now. And the means I have right now is not going to work. I need to find, and I would have found a way.
Yeah.
That was illegal.
Yeah,
I'm not talking
I
about
need to keep the money I got and find another way.
I would have took the money I had and been able to do
There's
something.
There's a guarantee in the 12-step program. They say
definitely.
Our case histories prove that if a person definitely decides to give up drinking and drugging, and if he or she is not mentally impaired, no failure is possible.
I think we're all mentally impaired.
Provided they honestly and energetically follow the 12 steps of the program.
I agree with that 100%.
It's that simple.
I'm witness that.
Can anybody here smoke cigarettes?
No.
Anybody?
Not here.
Man, you know, we're blessed, man.
No one smokes cigarettes here?
No. Nobody.
Wow.
This is unbelievable. Wow. We are blessed.
5 years. April 20th was 5 years.
Hey, man, I got
I got a year.
I'm coming up on how much?
A year and a half.
Unbelievable. I'm coming up on 17 months. And I want to say this because you know what? Like, and I know it's
even the bag of Coke didn't have a warning on the side of it.
It's an outside issue, right? It's an outside issue, right? But guess what? You know, I could recall, and this is recovery radio. Again, I gotta ask because, you know, I can recall when the speaker said thanks for sharing. I crammed 5 cigarettes in my mouth and trying to come back downstairs smelling all dirty and nasty. I could say that, and I'm just saying that from this is an outside issue. And it
doesn't matter. We're outside.
Right, we're outside, so right. I feel like I'm inside, but I'm inside, but I'm outside. But anyway, you know, I went to a nicotine spot, right? A nicotine, I can say nicotine mean? All right, nicotine mean, right? and you know, I heard this lady, she was like, I got 25 years of sobriety in AA, but she's got this fourth stage of lung cancer, which means to me that credits don't transfer. Yeah. They say the disease spreads like tentacles into all areas of your life. Recovery can spread like all tentacles in all areas of our life, because through, and I was talking to Blaze about, look, I do steps and tricks. I try to get deep into my recovery because I want to know why. I know I'm bouncing around, but I'm gonna tie it together. I want to know why when I smoked crack and I felt that euphoria, and I looked crazy and all that, and I ran out and I escaped and got home and cleaned up and ate like I was a normal person, and then 2 days later I did it again and again and again. That's what I want to know, and it may take me a lifetime of recovery.
You're an addict, that's what.
Right.
Well, some people are satisfied with that, but the reality is that as a clinician,
right,
and I support your diligence and your curiosity. In other words, I can't give away what I don't have. As a clinical counselor, how effective can I be if I'm accepting I have a disease? It's like we all have cancer. God forbid, and I hope nobody takes offense because I'm making an analogy. It's called anecdotal therapy.
Okay.
If we all have cancer and we all sit in the same room and say, "Yep, we all have cancer," where's the solution coming from?
Wow.
There is no solution.
Wow, he's dropping it.
You know, so
Chris is dropping it. Chris, I remember. Hold on. You know what?
To be willing to thrive.
I gotta say something, man, before I forget this, because I've been meaning to say it. I met Chris, almost 3 years ago, and he said something at a meeting well, I can't tell you where, but you gotta keep coming. It's somewhere up in Tuckahoe. But anyway, he said this at a meeting, and it was so profound, Johnny. He said, recovery is like a video game. You remember that? He said recovery is like a video game. Every day you hit the reset. You don't remember you saying that.
I don't remember saying that.
Man, he smacked me in the head with that one. You start over every day. That was so profound. Go ahead. I want to give it back to you. I just had to say that before I forgot.
I appreciate that. But that's the reality of it, is that, like, how I have a relationship with myself in recovery is like, using is a symptom. You know what I mean? Like I always say that when we stop using, we get a ticket to the show. You're now in line for the show. You know what I mean? Prior to that, you're not even online. And I'm not judging. I'm not. I'm saying that there's no free lunch in recovery. I know I'm not the first person to say that. I won't be the last person to say that. And I get out of this process, and anybody gets out of this process what we're willing to put into it.
Right.
All the groups that I went to, all the therapy that I went to, the amount of times that I've been through the 12 steps with different sponsors, life. I always say that God is an educator and life is an experience. So all of that attributes to me understanding myself. Because there's a reality in that. Like, I'm a believer if we focus in the solution, I don't have to worry so much about the problem. I don't need to understand my disease as much as I understand myself. If I know what makes me tick, what motivates me, what my triggers are, how I respond to certain situations, I can see me coming. That's what Warren says. I can see me coming.
Wow.
So before I'm more likely to act out on a quote-unquote character defect or do something to change how I feel, if I have a relationship with myself and I can understand why that feeling has so much power over me. I'll give you an example. Something I had to learn about myself about intimate relationships in recovery. I was molested by people. I was physically and verbally abused. So right off the bat, on a superficial level, we all identify I had trust issues. In addition to that was this fear, of that with abandonment issues comes fear of a feeling. Not you physically leaving, but feeling of betrayal. So I acted in a way in all my intimate relationships, I was either preemptive or I withdrew. I call it the come hither, go away syndrome. There's people in recovery now. Come hither, go away syndrome. A lot of people draw people close, and then when you get close, you're too close. You see, I act in a way that brings you in because I need the attention. But then once I get the attention,
back you up.
it's scary because I don't know how to deal with intimate, close feelings. So I push you away, right? Well, now, if I didn't understand the origin of that, if I didn't understand where that comes from, I could tell you it's a quote-unquote character defect. I could tell you I'm aware of it. I could tell you God's going to help me work on it. But understanding the problem and working on it are two different things. So the idea of me knowing that it's me, it's not you, it's my inability to cope with that emotion, understanding why that emotion has so much power over me to begin with, gives me the ability to understand me. When I understand me, I'm less likely to run away from me. I'm not a stranger to myself. I'm intimate with myself. So I don't need to run away from myself. So when I could see me coming, and this comes from experience, we learn how to have relationships by having them. I've had trial and errors in recovery. When I could see that I'm encountering a feeling, and because of that feeling, intellectualize it, and the tendency is now, I want to act that way. You're getting close. I'm feeling that feeling, but wait a minute. I know what that feeling is. I know where it comes from. I'm not a stranger to myself. I have a choice how I behave now. Do I push you the way I have in the past?
Or you take a risk.
Or do I take a risk? Exactly, John. And taking a risk, understanding that it's a feeling of betrayal and that it's not you. It's my necessity to learn to understand myself. It's my necessity to get better at coping with that feeling. Because everybody has assets and liabilities. And I don't want to be long-winded about it. But the idea is betrayal might not affect Smitty the way it affects me. So the key is me understanding myself. It's like whatever liabilities I have to strengthen and make them greater assets. Without the work, like we've been talking about, how does that happen? It doesn't. So I go along being the person that wanted to use in the first place, no longer medicating, but reacting to life and relating myself to people the same way I always have. Why won't I use? How, they say nothing changes, nothing changes.
You're not a big giant raw nerve with no tools. Why would you use?
Exactly correct.
And there's some people out there that they're living that way, like you talk about somebody with a lot of time, and you're just a raw nerve, and what do? You go on them old defects of character. That's what you're using.
Into a dead-end predictable situation over and over again.
And when a storm comes, you're just going to get blown away.
Right.
We have no defense. Don't we say that at PP all the time? No defense, man. And, I want to thank Smitty, man, for when he's testifying. I never, I see him at PP, Y'all gotta keep coming if you want to know what PP means. But anyway, I'm not talking about going to the bathroom. But when I see him at PP and he shares, I'm like, wow, he shares some deep stuff. And today he did a 4th and 5th today.
On the radio.
On the radio, man. Y'all are lucky, man. This is in the first stages. This is gonna be something huge, man. It's already like when Johnny. I thought Johnny was calling me to go share at a meeting.
Right.
Well, I guess he was right, but this is a different type. This is a forum. This is a stadium. This is the stage is just.
I told you 2 years we were trying to do this.
That's why we want to be really all inclusive. That
Correct.
you know,
It's
we
We're
it's
outside.
not always about relating to just active using or the early
Inclusive.
all stages, early, middle, late.
Yeah. I want to know the people
Divorce,
that are way
life.
more far advanced than what we are.
Maybe somebody just thinking about, maybe just going through something for the first time in their life where they opted to drink and they
Right.
woke the monster.
Right.
Where are you at? What's going on?
Yep.
You might not feel like you have a problem yet, but you understand the heart knows the truth. If you're speaking with humility, whether it's on the radio, at a meeting, or in
Mhm.
person on the bus, whatever it is, people know.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily admit it. Not gonna, oh yeah, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
you know.
Yep.
And that's why we try and keep it like all inclusive.
I really apologize. I got to leave. I got another commitment.
That's all right.
No
I
problem.
do want to thank everybody here in the room and everybody out there for listening. I hope you people got something out of what we said, because I know I did.
Yeah.
And, you know, I leave here with so much more than I bring, you know, and hopefully I'll be invited back again. And,
I'm sure you will.
you know, God bless everybody and stay clean and sober one day at a time.
Smitty, have
Take
a
care,
safe
Smitty.
trip.
Smitty, don't go nowhere. I gotta get your number, man.
Good to meet you. Thank you.
Thanks
You
for
know,
being
I
here.
still get numbers dialing and don't file them. I still do it.
Don't let him get your number. He'll blow up your phone like crazy.
Texas and all that good stuff. You know how we do.
Yeah. What's good? I wanted to, talk about yesterday. Yesterday I was dead tired, and the union called me to go to work.
That's good.
Yeah, and I go down, took the motorcycle all the way down to Times Square. Met somebody outside. I was asking for directions for a parking garage in construction work. It was outside the building where I was supposed to work. He's like, oh, you don't need that. Go see the dumpsters over there. Go, where's the shanty for us? It was only a one-night job, so there was no shanty. He's like, this is where everybody's going to meet. So I walk around the block, and I go ask this guy, who looked like a union guy. So I asked him, where did the laborers meet and this and that, and tell him, I was sent from the hall. And he's like, I don't know what he's talking about. So I went back around, and I'm looking. I went inside. The security guard was like, you need a pass. Well, okay.
How do I get one?
How do I get one? And they were like, you need to go to the front of the building. I go back to the front of the building. They send me to the back of the building. I'm getting a runaround. So the first guy that I talked to about the directions said, listen, you're going to see a white truck with the name of the company on there, which I'm not going to mention.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I go
Very
there.
professional.
Yeah,
Please.
I go back there, and who was running the show? But the guy I first asked, where are the laborers? Where is it? He didn't want to tell. So I waited around, and they got tools, and I helped out, and they brought us to the place where we were supposed to work. And all I had was a motorcycle. I got called like the last minute, and I went, just went down there. I didn't have a hard hat. He wouldn't they're supposed to provide you with a hard hat if you don't have one. I don't have a hard hat in my car right now, but I didn't, I was out riding the motorcycle.
Blaze, you got a hard head, but you ain't got a hard head. I love you, man.
I can't wear a motorcycle helmet doing construction work,
Yeah.
And I don't, I understand that
I have to ask though, is that personal PPE or do they really have to provide you
they
with
have to
that?
provide you with a hard hat.
Okay.
So but I just went to, he was making jokes. You could wear your helmet, just your motorcycle. So I just pulled him.
I'm sorry, bro.
You know what?
Quite
I was
funny.
about to lose it on him, and I just pulled him aside because I was dead tired. But
Yeah.
I said yes anyway because I need the money.
Yeah.
So I just pulled him aside while he was getting his own stuff together. I said, I'm just going to ask you, is there any chance that I can get a helmet, a hard hat from somebody? Maybe I could borrow one from somebody, or the company can provide me one for today, so I could work. I came all the way.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I was like, all right. So I went to the shop steward. I said, you need to take my information out of your book because I can't.
I'm not working for them.
Not working today. I wanted to.
Whoa. Did you speak with your delegate? Did you?
No, it was 6 o'clock at night.
No. Since then, or are you planning on?
No, it was a one-day thing, and you know what? It wasn't meant to be. I might have got hurt there or something. I look at it as God. I went there. I put the footwork in, and for some reason I wasn't supposed to work there.
So pretty much you took it as a blessing
Yeah,
that you didn't work there.
That's it. You know
That's
what?
recovery.
That's what. You know what I did? I hopped on the motorcycle. I went a couple blocks. I pulled over, and I could call my wife. I said, "Listen, because Saturday it's just me and her together." So I was like, "Listen, I'm coming home. I'll be there in it was about 2 hours later, the ride." And I went home and spent some nice time with my wife. So, could I use the money? Yeah. But if I can't use the money, then I'm going to do something else positive. And you know what? It was a beautiful motor ride. Once I got over the bridge and that kind of stuff, the ride was beautiful. Palisade Parkway, the Trueway. It was beautiful on the bike. It was a nice night. I enjoyed it, and then I enjoyed the time with my wife. And you know, I tried. I put the effort in. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, but I probably would have got right in this guy's face with reality not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wanted to tell him that's why you work for, you know, a piece of crap demolition company, and you know, you're working for a real company like the one I was working for.
Right.
You know what? What was that going to do for me? Nothing.
Nothing.
Was I going to, you know?
Instant
That
gratification.
was going to get me nowhere.
And
So
hurting
I
somebody
just
else's
said,
feelings.
I just asked Scotty, is there any way I could borrow a helmet? No. Is there any way that the company can provide me with a helmet? No. All right, then, you know what? Okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I left in the orderly fashion. The guy who see me going back and forth and trying to get, you know, do the right thing. He was like, "Oh, where you going?" I said, "I won't let, you know, I can't work without a hard hat." You know, and he was like, "They didn't provide you one," you know, and I was like, "No." I said, "They said they don't have, you know, they don't have one."
You know, I look at those situations.
Most jobs are not one-day jobs, you know, and they have stuff for visitors and, you know,
True.
inspectors and stuff like that. So it becomes a hard hat on the job.
True, and everybody does the best they can, and I commend
Yeah,
you
so-
for how you handled it. It's just that from when I was in the TC, they teach us conflict resolution in a way in which because we have to interact with each other, and you are your brother's keeper. We all are responsible for each
Amen.
other.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if Warren is sitting next to me now, if he acts out in a negative way, and I'm in the immediate vicinity,
Pull them up.
So what I got to do?
pull him up,
What's the
or
negative way?
I'm going to be held
What's-
accountable.
what's the
Well, let's
negative
say
way?
we're, for example, it's about a job function. We're doing structure.
Okay.
And I don't want to be, you know, it's hard for me not to use terms of the TC, but you're slipshotting. You're not doing your job appropriately, right? And I'm aware. Well, now I acquire guilt.
Freestyling.
Now I acquire guilt. In
Okay.
a TC, I'm acquiring guilt because I'm aware of you not performing your job function the way you're supposed to. So now I have responsibility because the thing is, I don't know who's watching me.
Okay.
And if
If I'm gonna do something wrong, make sure I don't see it.
well, that would be one way to handle it.
Oh, but your
But here's
brother's
the
keeper.
thing. We all ultimately answer to a higher authority. In the real world, it would be my boss or somebody who has my contract obligations. This helps me a lot. This experience has helped me a lot being a project manager.
Okay.
And in that, the concept is get the job done, but I'm not going to enable your negative behavior. Okay, so two things will happen. Number one, a follow-up behind you. Make sure the job function gets performed.
That's right.
I'll pull you up and say to you, listen, Warren, you're slipshotting on your responsibilities. There's something going on with you want to talk about, right?
Okay.
And now, if you don't handle that situation appropriately, well, then I will drop a slip. And what I mean by that is then I will invite you to a group setting where I could run my feelings on you. Not in that moment,
What you would? Okay.
but two things happen, okay? In the real world, what it does for me is like a lot of guys that I work with will talk smack about the bosses, but won't approach them man to man.
Mm.
I will.
Mm.
You know, I'm respected as the guy who, in that, when I feel I don't feel not deserving,
I understand.
but I don't present myself in a disrespectful way.
There you
I'll
go.
I like that.
make an appointment.
I do the same thing.
I'll make another appointment. I won't go anywhere, but I won't kick in your door. I'm not going to wait till I have only anger to motivate me.
Wow.
And I will speak my mind, and you know, and I'm respected for it. And where it came from was that treatment experience of approaching you,
Right.
having you either meet or not meet my expectations, and then dealing with it at a later date. Why I bring that up now is because sometimes I'm accountable for the greater good.
Mm.
If I'm in a situation, like there's been times where I've had to advocate for my guys, where I'm in a situation and I'm not necessarily the authority figure on the project,
Mhm.
but my guys are going to be affected ultimately, like a dangerous
16 or
situation.
whatever, yeah.
Exactly.
Is that still like saying another term is the competent person?
Yeah,
Yeah, you got it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so where I could turn a deaf ear or a blind eye and you know, and just say, my guys, just be careful around that situation. No,
Right.
I've
No, but
worked
if
my...
even just conditions are right. I've been on jobs where just the porta johns were just, I mean, they're so disgusting.
It's unsanitary. It's been taken.
Come on, you just looking that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
And I'll bring it to somebody.
Bring it to somebody's attention. Exactly.
Bring it to my foreman and just be like, come on.
Because
I wouldn't use this. I know you wouldn't use this, and you can't expect my man to use it.
But I'll give you a different perspective.
Principles.
Right, exactly.
Principles.
And how, with your situation, it worked out for you. And like I said, I commend you for how you handled it. I'm just looking at it when we talk about the greater good, okay? In that, let's say Johnny Smith is in the union also, and he has to go to work. He has no other means. I'm not saying you're not in a situation where you're highly motivated. You obviously are. But that guy was never made aware that because how he's behaving, he's turning people that are qualified for that position away.
Wow.
And Johnny Smith ain't going to work either.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that guy is not appropriate. It's not your responsibility to change the world. That's not what I'm bringing up. I'm just saying, like...
Well, that's a good way of putting it. He's not appropriate.
I'm not sure. I'm not positive, but I don't think he wanted me there.
Yeah.
For a reason, because I think he wanted to be able to run things the way his company runs things.
But it wasn't his responsibility.
They get in, bang things out, and do things however they wanted to do them.
Yeah.
And I'm from the whole, and that wouldn't fly.
Well, plus his actions showed that he didn't want you there.
Yeah, well, right off the bat, he told me that I don't know what you're talking about. So there was something going on that, you know.
You was too up to speed, too much up to speed on what could happen.
He wouldn't have tolerated it. It's like
right.
I'm on job sites. I'm on job sites where we believe that people are gonna the code of behavior. You know what I'm saying, is such that they're gonna do what's right for everybody. But they don't. You know, we think they got some integrity. You know, they're just gonna do the right things, right, Chris? But we know. And John knows that we don't run into that most of the time.
Right.
And when you run into guys like us that want to do what's right for everybody, you know, like some guy told me one day, he said, I think you're really going to be a good foreman one day. And I couldn't understand why he said that. I thought he was joking with me. He said, no, I'll work with you anytime if you become foreman. I guess it was a compliment, you know, but he was like, I would work for you any day. First of all, you don't mind doing what you need to do. He said, you know how to treat people. And he said, that would make us want to work for you. And so, and I was like, I said, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Because what we were doing, we were getting treated disrespectfully, meaning that the foremen were believing that they were the ones who were the stars, and actually we're the ones who were.
Yeah, without you, they don't do anything.
We are trusted servants. We do not govern.
That's not where we're at today.
No.
But
I'm the governor.
No, but what happens is that when you're in situations like that, you have to, you know, and some guys, I can tolerate, meaning that there's ways I learn to cope with the situation so it doesn't get me all jammed up. There's times you get tense. It gets very tense on the job site when you have a lot of, what am I experiencing now, without pointing out, like, first of all,
people are there for different reasons.
Yeah, they're there for different reasons, and they want you to actually get down with the program, even though you know that's negative. It's not the way we should be as men in a union. And they get down, and then once you're not a part of the clique, then now you're
an outsider.
Yeah, you're outsider to them. Yeah.
You want to do good.
Either you're working with me or you're working against me.
And
whether that's negative or
positive, they're not going to go with. See, I was supposed to get 20 hours overtime this weekend. And John, when they told me Wednesday I was going to get 20 hours overtime, when I worked with other companies, that happened. It wasn't. They wouldn't have came and say, "Hey, Charles, you're going to work this weekend.
We're taking it back."
And then when I'm leaving Friday, they didn't even come to me personally and like address me and say, "Warren, we know we said we wanted you to work on Saturday and Sunday, but this went down."
That would have been too correct.
Yeah, that would have been the right thing to do. What they did was he waited till actually I was walking away and the day was closed, and he's like,
by the way,
I'm going to call you at 5. I'm going to call you at 5 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? What,
very cold.
Why
very
are you going to call me at 5 o'clock? Oh, you know, about the overtime. Very brief, very quick, and I walked away. And I told the guy, I said, I'm not working.
You knew already.
John, what you
money
said,
is a mind
John, you said you had that feeling he didn't want you there. I knew that. I told that guy they won't call me. I'm not working. And I said, he said, you sure? I said, Yeah, I'm not working.
If I was working, he wouldn't have to call me. I'd just show up here.
Yeah.
7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah, and I would have been working.
You know, he didn't have to call me to show up today. I just showed up. I'm out.
And because you know, and am I upset? No, I'm not upset because I told the guys that what they do is that the guys who deserve to,
they take all their company men away.
they take all their company and put them in. They take the guys that don't do nothing through the week anyway.
They might, but they might be working someplace else on another job that they're not given. Then there is no overtime.
Yeah, but what they did, they
Politics are everywhere.
Yeah, it's politics. So you learn. And the guy was like, "You're not upset." I'm saying, "Nah, man, it's okay."
And you know what? In recovery, politics makes a strange bedfellow. You know, I had you was there, but I had somebody speaking somewhere for me, and they talked about politics.
Wow.
You know,
Really?
and you know, not to change the subject, but like, you know,
That didn't work.
yeah, it didn't work, and you know, and the people in the audience were saying, you know, critiquing it and saying, you know, you had me until you started talking about Bin Laden, and you know, politics makes a strange bedfellow. It has nothing to do with
People don't understand.
what we're talking
You got to
about.
be real
Yeah,
careful.
too many opinions.
You got to
on
be
that.
careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to be very
Well,
careful.
even you know what, in recovery or in the bar, you know what? Guess
Yeah.
what?
Anywhere.
Religion,
really, it's very
family,
touchy
and politics. You're going to get an
Argument
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Ruined.
Yeah.
That's why
Too
when
many
we
opinions on
right. I mean, you know, that's why when we talk about God, you know, I talk about the God of my overstanding. I'm not talking about, look, you got to do it, and
Go
you
get
need
your
to
own.
go in the
Wow,
water and this
he
and that.
said his overstanding.
Yeah, the God of my overstanding. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't, listen, I'm not forcing God on you. I'm not
You better
forcing
make
the
it quick,
devil
'cause
on
you know what?
10 seconds.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? My name is Bible Kid. Thanks for having me here, Blaze, Chris.
Warren, we
and
all
Warren,
say, God bless y'all.
Make sure you pick up that album, The Testimony, Facebook.com/Bible Kid, Twitter.com/Bible Kid, and also
That's
follow
good,
us on
Yeah.
Twitter.com Recovery Radio. We out.
Yeah, let them know that you want us back again. We enjoy doing this, and we want to come
we're
back.
definitely.
Let them
This
know.
is our spot. We
Yeah,
just
that's
got to, you know.
Reach out and let them know that that y'all want us back again. We would really appreciate it. Take
Please.
care.
It's
We
a
love you
privilege.
guys.
All right, hold
All
on.
right. That's a wrap.
I'm old, so I need my glasses to look at this.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.